So let's talk about a little bit about the proposal.
Okay.
I know you got a story.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll just go right into it, right? So, proposal, I told Kate as soon as I graduate my senior year, and everyone knew this. Let me tell you, in school, everyone knew that I was proposing to Kate after high school. But Kate knew this too. So she knew that, that it would happen. That like as soon as I graduate, whenever it would be, that I would propose to her. But I wanted to be surprised. So how do you do that? How do you make a surprise when she's already sort of expecting it?
Yeah, I was expecting it at any moment, so I was like, how is he gonna surprise me? Like, this is impossible.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then this opportunity came up where she was like, I'm gonna go to Florida with my friends, Sierra and Vita, and they're going to, where'd you guys go, St. Augustine?
We went to St. Augustine.
Yeah, St. Augustine, Florida. They went a trip down there for like a week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were down there already for a couple days, and it was crazy, but I knew that that was my best chance to surprise her, to take it, to sweep her off her feet. So
And so we drove there with my friends, and I remember saying, guys, this is my last week of not being tied down. And I remember saying those words, and I had no idea that he would actually come down to Florida to propose to me, So it was...
Yeah. Well, I didn't expose that yet, but I will right now. So I graduated June 14th from high school, senior year. And that very night, literally my graduation day, that night, me and my best man, Pierce, he went along with me because it's a long road, and we were driving through the night. We left at
16 hours of driving?
I think it was 13. 13, I think. 13 hours, I think. Either way, it's 13, 16 hours, same thing. It's long. We went out 12 at night. We started driving 12:30 or something. And I was freaking out because I'm literally I can't find anything. Things are falling apart. I'm freaking out in front of my mom. My mom's there. I'm like, I don't have this. Where did I put this? And because I have a whole car, packed with stuff. And there was something, I forget what it was, but there's something it was either my wallet or my phone or something. I couldn't find it, and I was panicking. And I was literally having a breakdown in front of my mom, I need to go now. She's like, just leave tomorrow then. I'm like, no, this has to happen now. And anyways, I find it, right? And then we drive out, and I just remember it was brutal because we were both exhausted from graduation and walking and sitting in the heat and everything. And I'm driving only 2 hours. We get to DC or something, and I'm just falling asleep, literally falling asleep at the wheel. And I hear the little the side things when you're do, 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 do. So I'm waking up from that, and I pulled over in DC. I'm like, Pierce, you got to take over. And I didn't want to be such I didn't want to drive so little before I shifted with him, but I had to. And then he really pulled through. That 2 hours really helped him out. He drove till basically the morning, and we were driving. And the closer we get, the more nervous I'm getting. We're an hour away, and it feels I'm talking to Pierce, and I have a video of it, but I'm talking to Pierce, and literally I'm I feel I'm gonna faint. I my knees are giving out. I'm sitting there. I'm an hour away from I'm about to propose, and I've been telling everyone for the past year that I'm gonna propose, that I'm getting engaged, and I'm just terrified.
So this was nothing like the stage?
Nothing. You know how I'm used to being in front of hundreds of people, and I'm fine with it, and I can control that. But my knees are giving out. I'm collapsing, and this is insane. This is actually happening, and Pierce remembers this. And then all of a sudden we're driving, and I'm texting Sierra in the meantime. And I told Pierce, he almost gave it away actually. He was putting on Snapchats the filters in different states, and I'm but he said he blocked Kate. But to show me that he blocked her, he accidentally unblocked her. So she saw
and
all
I
of this.
noticed that, and I was oh, Pierce is
he's where are you going? He's where are you going?
Let's meet up, Pierce, or something.
And he's he saved it. I was freaking out. I'm she finds out, I'm gonna kill you. I was so mad because we're already halfway down. Yeah. So then I'm he tells her, oh, I'm going to my college because he's in college PBA. He's I'm going down for some lacrosse thing or whatever. So he saved it, whatever. She's oh, okay. She's a blonde, so she didn't went whoop right over her head. So it's good. I'm happy about that. But basically, we're driving, and then we're an hour away. I'm texting Sierra because we have to meet up somehow. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at the beach, and I see them. I see them walking, and I'm Pierce, there they are.
Wait, hold on. Before you get to that part, I remember.
Okay.
So that day we went to the beach, and me and me and my friend Sierra, we were just talking, and she was just like, Kate, so are you ready to get engaged? I know it's supposed to happen soon. And I'm like, no, like, actually, I'm really nervous about that. Like, it's a good thing I have this week to, like, think about it.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, if you would come and do it right now, how would you react? And I'm like, oh, I really hope, like, that doesn't happen.
Was
like,
Sierra,
that would be...
Was she in on this?
Yeah, she knew.
But, like, I had no idea. And I don't know why. I guess, like, my heart felt that he was coming. And it made me, like, super nervous. It was really weird. And then, so we went swimming, and then...
So you were kind of expecting it, in a way.
No, I was kind of like...
She's saying
I
that
was
her
kind of
nerves,
like, oh,
she had
this
nerves.
is coming, like, I better, like, prepare myself. And then I remember coming out of the water, and, like, you know how they have those showers where you rinse off? So we went there, and I was, like, rinsing off, and all of a sudden, I'm like, I hear Kate, and I'm like, oh, Kate, what? He's like, Kate.
I'll take
I'm
it
like,
from here.
wait.
I'll take it from here.
And then I
Hold
see
up.
Bryant's
I'll
face.
take it from here. So I'm driving, and then I see her. They're about to be walking onto they're walking from the showers. And all of a sudden, I'm like, yo, it's here. So I pull in really fast. I park, right? And I get out. This is what I'm saying, like, dude, I'm about to, like, fall. I'm so nervous. I'm about to faint. I'm about to fall. And I start walking, and he's like, he's videoing this whole thing. He's walking, and I'm like, dude, I'm about to fall. I'm freaking out. And I'm like, I'm about to faint, you hear in the video, and I start running. He's like, why are you running? I'm like, I can't, I'm running. And I'm like, Kate. And she doesn't hear me. And I'm like I walk on this little little boardwalk, just this little boardwalk connector from, like, where the cement is to the sand right here, and there's, like, a little connector. I run on there, I'm like, Kate, one last time, and she looks over, and that's when she gets really high-pitched and goes, what are you doing here? I don't know why she gets so high-pitched, but she's so high-pitched.
And Bryant's, like, shaking, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
'cause I'm, like, so nervous.
what is going on?
And she walks over and she gives me a hug or whatever, and then I forget what I whispered in her ear.
I remember what he said. He was like, Kate, you know that I love you, and his lips were, like, shaking, and
I was
then he
so nervous.
goes into
I'm
his
like-
pocket,
I'm
like,
like-
his hands, like, shake. I'm like, what is going on? And he, like, pulls out the ring, and
Yeah,
I'm
and I
like,
get down on one
like,
knee.
is this really happening right now? And then
Yeah.
he's like, would you marry me? I'm like, yeah, sure.
She said no. She said
and
yes.
he was
She said-
wearing the shirt. How weird. I just, like,
No,
thought
she
of
said
that.
she didn't. You say yes. You said
Of course.
that's what she said.
I don't remember what I said.
That's what you said.
That's too good. So there's no stopping you, right? You're just like,
I was-
you had your mind focused,
I was in the
and
zone.
you're like, I'm gonna get this done. Ain't nobody getting in my way.
And
No
then
way.
2 hours later, I kid you not, he's like, I'm really tired. I think I'm gonna go take a nap. I'm like, you drove all the way to Florida
I was
to take
exhausted.
a nap.
I was so tired.
Yeah, so he was like really tired.
So when was that moment that you realized, like, you know, Bryant, I think I can spend the rest of my life with him? Was it in that moment, or was it before, or was
No.
it after?
I don't know. It's weird. I think it's like a process. It took a while. Like, there are some days that I'm like, wow, I'm getting married. Am I actually ready for this? And then there are some days when I'm like, well, if it has to be someone, I'm glad it's him. So there wasn't ever a moment when I was like, oh, like, yes, him.
It's every time I get her coffee.
Yeah, every time he gets
And not
me
just a little
something,
bit
I'm
in the
like,
right
you know what? I
direction.
could do this for the rest of my life.
Get her some chocolate. Get her something. You know, nudge her in the right direction.
Yep.
Your priorities in the marriage. What do you think that they are?
Well, definitely keeping God first, because we fully understand that if God isn't the center of our relationship, then it could easily just fall apart. So, and just, you know, living out the roles that God has for a wife and a husband every day.
I think here's the thing. Even more importantly, is that if God isn't the center, that it's all gonna just fall apart. It might not be right away, but if God is not the center, and if we're not constantly seeking God and keeping Him first, it's gonna be tougher than it needs to be, you know. And I'm not saying we're pursuing God to have an easy life. We're pursuing God to have the right marriage, a marriage that's God glorifying. You know, it's not even necessary. It's what has to happen in our life. That God needs to be first, and second is love for each other. You know, sacrificial love for each other. To be if she needs something done in the kitchen, whether I feel like doing it or not, help her out, you know? And the other way around, anything that needs to happen, you know, we help each other out. We sacrifice for each other, just like Jesus sacrificed for us, you know? I think it's crucial. I think in every aspect. Every aspect.
Yeah.
God needs to be in every aspect of it, really.
This one writer, he said that it's courtesy is what holds the relationship together as well. I agree, God, 100%. Courtesy, like you were talking about, like, you know, helping her out if she needs some kind of help there.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what it is. I feel like courtesy is even a part under the umbrella of God.
Yeah, or if she sees that you need some kind of help somewhere and she sees that you're struggling in a way,
Yeah.
you guys are both helping each other out.
Because then we can live an example. Just think about how many marriages fail. And that's the example that people live on. I've literally had people talk to me and say, oh, you're getting the first one out of the way. Or, oh, are you crazy? Or I've had someone sit in the sauna with me and literally look at me, and you were there. He said, all right, buddy, let me take the next 15 minutes to try to convince you otherwise. You know what I mean?
Nuts, yeah.
Like, people just don't have the right example of love. They
Bryant
don't get
set
it.
him straight, by the way, Kate.
Yeah, they don't understand. They're lost. They think that love is some kind of feeling, that love is some kind of emotion, that love is just an intimate relationship and that, like, intimacy, and that's it. But it's much more than that, you know? Because what's our example of love? It's Jesus. Jesus dying on the cross. That's what love is. And if we can live by that, then our marriage will succeed. And it will be a strong marriage. You know, it can be a marriage, an example marriage for others.
Sacrificial.
Yeah. So that's what I got to say about that.
Yeah, no, that was great.
Yeah.
Totally. You guys were awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks for the
having us.
interview.
Thanks for having us on the show.
Thanks for having me.